Now, get after it now. You're clear.
Alright, what's up everybody? I am here at virtual Homestead-Miami Speedway driving a cup car in test session, bringing you a preset or slider setup. I had previously posted this setup and something went wrong with the video on YouTube, and it was like playing in slow motion with no audio sound at all, so I wound up taking the video down. And I did not have the original video that I uploaded to YouTube saved, so I am here trying to reshoot the whole thing. But if you saw the earlier video, this is the exact same setup. This is a 2. I tried to number the setups, or number the sliders, 1 through 9, with 1 being the tightest and 9 being the loosest. This is a 2, so it is all the way, almost all the way over there on the left side on tight. And that is because at Homestead-Miami, the cars get incredibly loose very early in a run. You can be halfway through a fuel run. There's my 32 flat. That's what I was looking for. Let's talk about this. At Homestead-Miami, you can be halfway through a fuel run and really have a lot of rubber left on the tires, and the car still wants to get sideways. So to combat that, I went with a very tight setup. As a slider, I picked a 2, and then I loosened it up a little bit. This is not the fastest setup right out of the gate, okay? You'll probably lose a little bit of time at the early part of the run, but halfway through a run, when everybody else starts sliding around, you're still going to be glued to the track, and you're going to have a really good setup for the long run. I certainly wouldn't want to qualify with it, but it's a really good long run setup. And as you can see, I just ran a 32 flat with it. I've only hit that a few times. I got to be really crisp to hit 32 flat. Normally I'm hitting a 32.1 on fresh tires. Other things to tell you about this setup before I get into how I get around this track and before I pull on pit road. It burns off the right front tire early in the run. By the time you get to the end of a run, it evens out. But don't try it out and freak out because you're a few laps in and you're seeing the right front tire burn off. It will even out by the end of the run. Let's talk about how I get around this place. This is turn 3, and I approach turn 3 a little different than turn 1. It seems like it is a little wider. It seems like I can be a little more aggressive on entry, but I start off high. I take a wide arc in, and the mark I am looking for is that black sign there along the outer wall. Now, if I'm on a custom setup, I'm right up to that black mark before I'm lifting. On a preset, I can't be quite as aggressive. The car doesn't handle quite as good. I am a little bit before that. I'm still using that as my mark, but I'm lifting before that, and I'm pretty much getting all the way out of the gas, and I want to get the car down to the bottom of the track when I am in mid-corner. Okay, so I start off high. That's my lift point. I want to get to the bottom. Now, when I am exiting, I'm not that concerned about staying down to the bottom. When I am coming out of here on exit, I am letting it drift up a little bit. I have found that by trying to stay to the bottom, you're just losing too much momentum, scrubbing off speed, wearing out the tires trying to stay to the bottom. So I exit a little bit higher than the suggested line. And as I am exiting higher than the suggested line, then I am getting up here up against the wall, and then I'm running up against the wall all the way down the straightaway. When I get to turn 1, I feel like turn 1 is a little bit narrower, and maybe it's because you got pit road there, and I just can't be as aggressive, it seems like, in turn 1. So as we go into turn 1, the mark I am looking for is there's these cones along the fence here, and it goes 3 cones, then 2 cones, then 1. I am looking at that number 1 cone right there, or where it's a single cone, and I am lifting a little bit before I get to that. If it's a custom setup, again, I drive it in right up basically to that cone before I lift, but with a preset, I am probably lifting just a car length or 2 before where you see me at right now, but I still use that cone as the mark, but I just make an effort to lift beforehand. And once I have lifted, it's the same concept. I am kind of lifting. I'm pretty much getting all the way out of the gas. I am getting the car down to the bottom, and then I'm getting back on the gas as soon as the car settles. And then again, I am not real concerned about keeping it down real low on exit. I let the car drift up a little bit, and as it drifts up, then I want to get up by the wall, and then run it down the back stretch here up against the wall. So that is how I get around this place, and that is a 32 flat, which I don't think is too bad, but really the long run is where this setup is going to shine. But let's pull onto pit road, and I will go over the adjustments that I made on this preset or slider of 2 so you guys can see what I am doing. And again, one thing I got to tell you, I don't know why, and I don't know if it's a glitch in my game or everybody sees it, for whatever reason, the tire pressures don't read like 0.25 pounds or 0.50 pounds. It's always off by like 3/100ths. Why, I have no idea, but that's why it looks funky. Tape is all the way up to 60. That's as much tape as I run anywhere. I took the wedge down like 4 clicks to loosen it up since it's on a 2 preset, and then I went way up on the tire pressures. As you can see, I think the defaults are like 46 and 19, but I'm not certain about that. I didn't go up as much on the right rear by keeping that right rear a little lower than the right front. What that does is it keeps it from getting loose on exit. So I kept it down again in an effort to keep it from getting loose on exit. But try this out. I wouldn't recommend qualifying with it, but I think on the long run you'll really be happy with it. It'll really shine for you. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And give me some feedback on it, and I'll keep trying to put out some more preset videos as I have time. But I'm going to wrap this up by going to the garage and showing you guys that I really am on a preset, and it really is on a 2. So let's go to the garage, and you can see it took me several tries to get there because I kept messing up. There we are, upper right hand corner. You can see it is on a preset, and it is a 2, and I'm going to click on it here. And you see if I go one more over, that's all the way tight. So I'm 1 click from all the way tight. So that's it. I'm wrapping this up. Hope this works for you guys. If you find yourself in a short run, I would recommend just going down 2 or 3 clicks on the wedge. So if you've got something where you've got a checkered flag, or a yellow flag come out, and then you've got 3 or 4 laps to the checkered or something, go down 2 or 3 clicks on the wedge, loosen it up for the short run. That'll probably help you a lot. Other than that, I don't have any other comments on it. Check this out. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. But like I said, I think it's a pretty solid long run setup.